right in the middle of the night, I ascended to the ranks of A-list stars. I had awakened to the fact that I was the pathetic male supporting character in this story. Because of a little green tea beat ch, I abandoned Ivy, the female lead who loved me wholeheartedly. After leaving me, the female lead became popular and met the male lead, while I was dragged down by the little green tea beat ch and ultimately trampled underfoot by the male lead. I looked at Mia, the little green tea beat ch in front of me, who was acting like she was teaching my wife a lesson, saying she wasn't worthy to be with me. I immediately pulled Ivy into my arms, holding her tightly. Whether she is worthy or not is not for you to decide here. What a joke. Am I blind? Can't I tell who is a fish and who is a pearl? Mia Lamb, this little green tea beat ch, her eyes were red, almost about to cry. If it were yesterday, seeing her like this, I would definitely think Ivy had bullied her again and blame myself for marrying such a wife. But now I've woken up and will absolutely not let those things happen again. My wife can only be loved and spoiled by me. Ethan, how can you say that to me? You hurt me so much. Mia wiped the corners of her eyes, looking extremely wronged. In contrast, Ivy's face was very unpleasant. Even though I was holding her in my arms, her back was still stiff and straight. According to the plot, Mia Lamb had only appeared for a month, and I hadn't done anything too outrageous. I just gave her special treatment by hiring her as my assistant. This was also because I saw she was pitiful and couldn't find a job. But I hadn't explained this to Ivy, plus some easily misunderstood words Mia said to her made Ivy, or even everyone else, think Mia and I were having an affair. Only I was the fool deceived by this green TB*TCH. Around us, not a few people were watching the spectacle. Tonight's party was organized by the company for me, and I invited many influential figures. When I first entered the entertainment industry, I publicly married Ivy. We have always been a model couple in the industry, and our CP fans are not few. Clearly, career and wife were both in my hands. But just because of the appearance of this little green TB*TCH, I was completely ruined. First, I am just your boss. Second, I am a married man. If you don't need face, I still do. I forced a smile and tightened my grip on Ivy's hand. Ivy felt the force, but looked at me with a dazed expression. Everyone else was also confused, as it didn't seem to match the rumors. I knew this was because Mia Lamb had spread rumors about me and her behind my back. And I was so foolish that I didn't believe it was her doing, even suspecting Ivy. This party was also because she begged me to attend. She said as long as we appeared openly in front of the public, everyone would believe it was a rumor. How shriveled was my brain to listen to her instigation. Ethan. Mia lowered her head helplessly, then looked at me with pleading eyes. I didn't know where she came from, nor what her purpose was. Agreeing to let her come to the party was just to take this opportunity to clarify the rumors. Recently, Ivy and I are very much in love. After speaking, I raised my glass to everyone, and ignoring Mia's shocked face, pulled Ivy away. Even after getting into the car, she still didn't say a word. Wife, I really don't have anything with that woman. She isn't even as good as one of your fingers, I said softly, leaning my head into Ivy's neck. My hot breath brushed against her, making her restless. She turned her head. Ethan, don't be like this. I believe you, but will you disappoint me? Hearing Ivy say this, my heart suddenly panicked. Of course not. I shook my head with absolute certainty. My wife can only be loved by me. The last sentence, I read silently in my heart. Mia Lamb still didn't give up on her intention to seduce me. Taking advantage of my preparation to go for an interview, she waited for me in the underground parking garage. I slipped past her, pressing the car key. Ethan, I know you did that yesterday for your wife's sake. It's okay, I don't blame you. I don't feel wronged at all. As long as you two don't argue, it's nothing for me to be said a few words. Mia almost carved the words wronged onto her face. Today, she was dressed very revealingly. The dress barely covered her thighs. Just a slight movement would make people's minds wander. Of course, I didn't miss the flash of light at the corner of her bag, wanting to secretly film me, create a topic, and force me to do what she wanted. How many years have I been in the entertainment industry? What tricks haven't I seen? I sneered coldly and walked straight towards the car, preparing to open the car door and leave. Mia Lamb directly lunged towards the car door. As long as I opened the car door, she would definitely fall into my arms. The next second, I immediately backed away. What are you doing? Men and women should keep a proper distance. I pressed the car key again. After locking the car, I turned around and ran. Ethan, Mia Lamb's shocked and angry voice rang out from behind. My footsteps didn't dare to stop for even a moment. Just turning my head back would be disrespecting my wife. This scene was filmed into a video and posted online. Hashtag, shocking. Ethan flees from beauty in panic. This hashtag soared straight to the top of the hot search list. Comments from fans and netizens reached tens of thousands in a short while. Who said our idol has something with his assistant? Face slap, does it hurt? OMG. Ethan is running at the speed of the 1000m race back in high school. Dying of laughter. Haha. The most devoted husband. I love him even more. What face does this little b** tch have left? Not successful in seducing in the party, and still seducing in the underground parking garage. Luckily, my idol rode on a fiery wheel. I looked at the comments and breathed a sigh of relief. Then I replied to this comment. Official accounts reply, live comment. The comment section became even more lively. Because of this incident, I was an hour late for the interview, but the reporters were even more excited. I saw a young man with a flushed face, anxiously calling out to me. Go, buddy, don't rush. The young man excitedly jumped up and down, then used a trembling voice to shout. Ethan, I'm a fan of Ivy. You must maintain your stance. Everyone present burst into laughter. I also smiled and nodded to the camera in a very certain manner. Definitely will. Next time, I'll run faster. Those who understood the meaning in my words. The interview was very cheerful, busy all afternoon. I stopped by to buy braised pork that Ivy liked most, plus some pastries and milk tea, then drove to the film studio to visit her. This was also when I received a text message knowing she had joined the film crew. Ivy was even afraid I would be angry and specially explained to me in 7 or 8 text messages. As a result, because I was in the interview, I didn't reply to any of them. When I arrived at her film crew, I happened to see her bowing her head to read the script. The entire film studio was brightly lit, and everyone was busy. Everyone saw me, and Ivy then raised her head and saw me, momentarily stunned. Her cheeks instantly flushed red. I walked to her side, handed her the food, and casually told her assistant, go buy some late-night snacks, charge it to my account. Tonight, I'm treating the whole crew to late-night snacks. The assistant happily ran off. The director also happily approached. Ethan, when are we free to collaborate on a movie? Easy to talk about, easy to talk about. The director saw my eyes still fixed on Ivy and wisely pulled everyone away to continue working. Ethan, you talk to Ivy first. Our matter can be discussed later. He said, easy to talk about again. I curled my lip and nodded. Ivy was a little unhappy. Why didn't you reply to my messages? Wife, isn't me directly coming here more persuasive than words? I joked. Today my eyes were forcibly violated by ugliness. I need to admire my wife's captivating beauty more to recover. Ivy chuckled. Suddenly, she frowned again. Ethan, that woman, if you really want to help her, you can introduce her to another job to prevent her from having other thoughts. Of course, she is your person. I shouldn't ask too much. It seemed like last time because I mentioned Mia Lamb, I had said something to Ivy, saying she had become petty. I love her so much. Of course I won't change my heart. In my heart, I breathed a sigh of relief. Luckily, I had awakened. Otherwise, if I had said those hurtful words to Ivy again, I would really want to slap myself to death. Wife is right. I've already arranged for someone to change her job. She has hands and feet. Where can't she find a job? I'm not running a charity. Ivy looked at me blankly, but quickly came to her senses. She smiled and took small sips of milk tea. Waiting for her assistant to come back, seeing she had drunk more than half a cup of milk tea, the assistant was anxiously at a loss. Oh my God. Occasionally drinking a little is okay. Tomorrow I can strengthen my exercise. Ivy stuck out her tongue and tugged at her assistant's sleeve. The assistant helplessly looked at me. Ethan, Ivy only listens to you. I raised an eyebrow and kissed Ivy on the cheek. Ivy instantly blushed. Hurry back. Your work is so busy. Driving 2 hours to get here must be very tiring. Hurry home and rest, my superstar. My darling knows her husband drove 2 hours and is very tired, needs rest. I continued to hint at her. She hurriedly waved her assistant away, then seriously looked at me and said, the hotel is out of rooms, and I still have filming, still have rehearsals, really don't have time to be with you. I'm afraid you'll run away. I suddenly felt wronged and hugged her tightly, not letting go. Actually, today I suddenly came here also had this purpose, to firmly grasp my wife's heart. Can't let my wife change her heart. How could that be? Our feelings are so solid, unless you do something wrong to me, Ivy said. As soon as she finished speaking, I quickly raised my hand to swear, absolutely not. Wife, touch my heart and see if it's worrying about you so much that it's about to break? Ivy shyly struggled, and after much persuasion, finally sent me away. Of course, before leaving, I had bribed her little assistant. If any other man appeared, they must immediately report to me. Her assistant was also considered a CP fan of ours, so very readily agreed. Before I had rested for a few hours, I had to go record a variety show. During makeup, I was so tired I was about to die. If it wasn't for iced coffee, I would have closed my eyes and passed out by now. Teacher Ethan, first time meeting you. Please take care of me. I'm really happy to be recording the show with Teacher Ethan. I glanced through the makeup mirror. It was a girl, pure and innocent. Importantly, she looked only about 18 years old. The newcomer tentatively moved her lips, excitedly nodding. Teacher, my name is Snow. You can also call me Snow or Little Snow. I'm really your fan, for several years already. The TV dramas you acted in, I've watched them all. This line, why is it so familiar? In my head, the scene from a month ago appeared. Mia Lamb also used this method to strike up a conversation and get to know me. The next step is to pretend to be pitiful, then approach. Indeed, my wife is not here. Outside women are too scheming. I forced a smile. Oh? My debut film seems to have been in 2007. You've even watched that? Snow eagerly nodded, I sparkling. Your debut film, I did watch it. Teacher played a young general. But did you remember wrong? It seems to be 2008, right? At that time, seeing Teacher appear, I was captivated by you. The young, passionate general must be Teacher Ethan's appearance back then. Teacher acted so realistically. Okay, this one has at least done her homework beforehand, at least more brainy than Mia Lamb. Or is she simply a worshipping fan? Thinking of this, I immediately darkened my face and took a sip of coffee. Except for my wife, who is purely kind and lovely. Other people are all scheming and cunning. Filming is about to start. Go and prepare. I closed my eyes, not intending to continue to pay attention to her. Snow also knew better and didn't continue to bother me. It's just that during the show recording process, she always intentionally or unintentionally looked at me, either with eyes full of affection or just worship, causing other guests to make fun of us. Everyone was waiting for me to speak up, but unexpectedly, as soon as I opened my mouth, I shocked everyone. Are you mistaken? Everyone? She's only 19 years old. I put on a parental face. My child is probably about her age. Don't joke around with kids. I exaggeratedly described. Everyone understood that I didn't want to be joked about like that. But the MC still stubbornly asked Snow, who is your favorite male artist? Teacher Ethan. Snow answered. Who is the actor you most want to collaborate with? Teacher Ethan. My face grew darker and darker, but could only force a smile. Those who knew me all knew that at this time, I was unhappy. To the extent that the MC asked me a question that made people even more breathless. Teacher Ethan. Some people say Ivy is a jealous little woman. What do you think? I sneered. Not really. Usually, she takes care of me more. Everyone immediately oohed. Only Snow was unhappy, but could only clap along. During the break, she came to my lounge alone. Teacher Ethan, did I offend you somewhere? Just now on stage, there were so many people, and below there are audiences, you seem to not want to give me any face at all. I admire you as real, but you don't need to rush to clear the relationship like that. We're at most just star and fan relationship. I even entered the entertainment industry because of you, precisely because one day I can stand on the same stage as you, or even co-star in a movie. Snow looked at me stubbornly, but in my heart, not a ripple. Classmate, since you've chosen this path, then you must try your best to continue. I may be the reason you stepped into the industry, but later you continue, you will discover and realize only yourself is the one who feels sorry for yourself the most. After speaking, I put on an eye mask, intending to take a nap. Before the lounge door closed, I heard Snow's mutter, I don't want to just be your little fan. I work so hard, if I still can't get you, then it's really all for nothing. Afterwards, I opened my eyes. I seriously suspected that because I didn't fall for Mia Lamb's trap, they arranged another girl for me. If I just don't fall for the trap, could it be that 8 types of beauties I'll have to come in turn? Or is it only when Ivy gets pregnant, and she and the male lead have no hope, then I will be safe? Thinking of this, I immediately video called Ivy to beg for affection. Ivy was busy learning lines, taking the time to raise her head and glance at me. Her eyes stopped on the chiseled abs that I deliberately revealed, then swallowed her saliva. Go work. After saying this, she hung up the phone. This made me even more anxious. Could it be that the male lead has arrived earlier? Thinking of this, as soon as I finished recording, I wanted to drive to the film studio to visit Ivy. But Snow climbed into my car. Her hands were slippery like fish, unable to grab hold of her, directly taking off her tight dress. Teacher Ethan, I know you men like to steal a taste. Don't worry, I didn't even bring my phone. As long as you are happy, I am happy. Snow asked for Ethan's favorite taste. As she spoke, Snow even leaned into my ear and said a sentence. After hearing it, I immediately unbuckled my seatbelt. This car, if you like it, then slowly sit in it. I still have things to do, going first. Snow was caught off guard. I closed the car door and ran away as fast as I could. Without a car, I could only take a taxi to Ivy's film studio. The vicious male supporting character really is, except for the female lead. Everyone else can easily like him. Of course, we originally guessed that Kent, the male lead, was coming because of Mia Lamb. She will quickly be robbed of her heart by the newly arrived male lead. And what I need to do is to protect Ivy's heart, try not to let go. When I arrived, she was eating a box of vegetable salad. Wife, you're already 40 kilograms and still losing weight? Is the male lead of this movie so weak that he can't even carry you? I immediately hugged Ivy and spun her around. Ivy giggled, patting my shoulder. No way, you don't know. The male lead of this movie is the one who invested money and also the sponsor. Shouldn't provoke him. In my heart, suddenly there was an ominous premonition. Then you've met him? Is he handsome? Not as handsome as me, right? No way. Ivy immediately shook her head. You are the most handsome person in the world. As soon as she finished speaking, behind us, a cough sounded. We simultaneously turned our heads, and I also saw the appearance of that man. Can't help but say, this world's male lead really has some capability. But everything hasn't happened yet. Currently, Ivy loves me. I just need to trust her. Big star Ethan, are you still not at ease about your wife? If husband and wife don't even have the most basic trust, what are you two married for? Not waiting for Ivy to explain, I interrupted her. It's not that I don't trust my wife, but that I don't trust other bad men. After all, my wife is so beautiful. I aggressively kissed Ivy in front of Kent, the male lead, making her face blush like it was about to bleed. Ivy, what's wrong with your eyes? To actually like someone like him? Is he more handsome than me? Moreover, you also clearly know my assets. The things you want, only I can give you. Kent curled his lip confidently. Seriously? Everyone, are you usually seducing other people's wives in front of them like this? I was speechless. You have money, but you're not even in the industry. Why bother to make things difficult for yourself by acting in movies? I evaluated his appearance from head to toe, then sighed. Ethan, right? Believe it or not, I'll make you disappear from the entertainment industry. Kent revealed a cruel smile. Perhaps he was waiting for Ivy to beg him to let me go, only to see Ivy slightly frown. President Kent, we've only met twice. You don't need to vent your anger on my husband like this, right? Clearly, you were the one who had intentions towards me first. Kent resentfully said, looking truly like a domineering CEO. But he was blatantly stealing my wife. If President Kent is a man, then just frankly admit that you have intentions towards my wife. Because you want to steal my wife, and even want to ban me. If you can do it, consider me Ethan to have lived in vain for so many years. I sneered, pulling Ivy back to her lounge. Ivy was worried. Ethan, Kent might really have that capability. We don't need to escalate this matter. I grabbed her shoulders, comforting her. Wife, I'm just declaring sovereignty. If he really gets angry, don't you see he has intentions towards you? This kind of person who abuses work to play tricks on you. You really make me worry to death. How can a CEO like him be sincere? At this time, in my heart, I was thinking, being able to win my wife's heart is enough. What despicable methods can't be used? Clearly, it's a plan to pursue my wife. Ivy nodded, frowning. Then I won't act in this movie anymore, to prevent him from having other thoughts. No need. I knew little Ivy was worried about me being jealous, but I even more trusted the feelings you have for me. I looked at her with dark eyes, slowly approaching her. She understood my meaning. Everything happened very naturally. Ivy was tired and fell asleep on the bed before I went into the bathroom. The sound of the room door opening just in time rang out. No need to guess. It was that man who wouldn't give up. The room door was only half closed, not locked. Through the gap, seeing Kent's black face, I sneered. President Kent, it's so late. What brings you here? You two did it. Kent gritted his teeth. I laughed as if I heard the biggest joke in the world. Ivy and I are legally married husband and wife. Even if you call the police, it's useless. My wife, me serving her is appropriate. Others serving her, I'm not at ease. She's also not comfortable. The corners of my lips curled up, not going down. Ethan, until you are banned from the entertainment industry, I'll see what qualifications you have to say these words to me. Kent uttered vicious words, then left. I believed he was telling the truth, but if I didn't have any connections, would I dare to openly offend him? If according to the plot, at this time, because I was unclear with my secretary and even had something with another woman, my fans would leave me one after another, smeared to the point of not looking human. Then Ivy would want a divorce, and the big shots in the industry would all feel I was beyond saving, so they would completely abandon me. At that time, I would be isolated and helpless. Being banned by Kent would be as easy as flipping my hand. But now he can dream on. I went to the balcony to smoke a cigarette and dialed a number not saved in my contacts. Buddy, need your help. Help you with what? Help me deal with Kent. If I can defeat Kent, I'll agree to act in your movie. Now, TV dramas, I've acted in not a few, can be said that every hit drama of mine is a classic. Plus, my golden agent, so there is no movie that has stepped on a bomb. Life smooth sailing like this. All of it is built up by me single-handedly. Whoever wants to touch my career and family, I won't allow it. Kent's revenge came very quickly. Several advertising brands that were in cooperation didn't hesitate to compensate me with astronomical amounts of breach of contract money, also wanting to terminate the contract with me. My fans were the first to discover something was wrong. Our idol Ethan has worked diligently for so many years, never had any scandals. What do these brands mean? Terminating the contract with our idol? Fine, don't expect us to spend money to buy your products. Marketing suicide, offending Ethan, not taking our Ethan fans seriously, huh? Honey, hang in there. We support you. Don't let anyone confront our idol. It's time for Ethan fans to unite. Of course, there were also brands who disregarded the great risk in the industry, and at this time actually sent collaboration invitations to me. The one who came was still a woman younger than me. Has your boss considered carefully? My current situation is very likely to be smeared to the point of career collapse. The woman smiled and said, I am the boss. This little pressure, what does it count as? Now aren't you just lacking a brand collaboration to overcome the difficulty? Mutual benefit. I also believe in your fans. And what else? I suspiciously asked, but the woman didn't explain further. The advertisement shoot was very smooth. Almost that night it was finished editing and uploaded. They even had to heat up the hashtag for an hour, and this advertisement directly soared to the top of the hot search list. Moreover, the top 10 hashtags were all me. Very quickly, I received a phone call. Hello, Mr. Ethan. Congratulations on winning the Guinness World Record for the most shares on Weibo, successfully causing Weibo to crash. I was stunned. I opened Weibo, and sure enough, the app crashed. Only other short video social platforms could still be viewed. All were top of the hot search, including hashtags like hashtag Weibo crash because of Ethan and similar hashtags. Ivy was the first to ask for leave to come find me. Husband, you're amazing. She was like a little bird pecking rice, continuously kissing my face. I held her tightly, kissing her hard. Wife, actually, your older sister asked her to find me for collaboration. Not intending to take credit. Ivy was stunned. How did you know? She whispered, muttering, clearly I told my cousin's sister to tell her not to tell you. I sneered. Your family is full of beauties. I've seen your cousin's sister's photo in your family photo album. Although when we got married, she was busy with business and couldn't come, but she also gave a very generous congratulatory gift. Now, this gift is probably to congratulate our child who is about to be born. Ivy was dumbfounded. Child? What child? Ivy looked at her flat stomach, truly not understanding. Wife, you've been 2 months late for your period. Didn't you notice? Ivy was as if struck by lightning. But last time you even said, if the child is affected, what to do. But currently, our career is on the rise. If there's a child, then what to do? Do you want it? I'm okay. Anyway, I'm not very famous. Ivy worried about me, afraid I wouldn't want this child. Tomorrow we'll go to the hospital for a checkup. If there is, then give birth. I will work even harder to act in movies, to raise you and the child. Of course, the child must thank Vice President Kent for gifting a pile of breach of contract money too. Ivy was amused by my teasing. Then this movie, I will finish filming my part as quickly as possible. I'm only playing a supporting female role anyway. After filming, I'll go home to rest and take care of the baby. Okay, listen to you. News of me winning the Guinness World Record also climbed to the hot search list. At this time, Weibo had been restored. OMG, this is the influence of my idol. Daring to ban my idol? Don't even know your own capabilities. Well done. This time a big win. Initially thought we would wait until Ethan's career collapsed. Unexpectedly, waited for his Guinness record. 666, because of 6, overturned. Of course, I also spent some money to find people to spread news that Kent was playing tricks behind the scenes. The reason was because he liked my wife, stealing another's wife, and even used such despicable methods. Kent's company's official website was almost drowned by the spittle of my fans and netizens. The entire company, from top to bottom, was in a panic, answering phone calls. Every call was scolding and questioning. The company's stock price plummeted. Even Kent himself had to come forward to clarify. And someone in the film crew dared to stand up and speak out, directly exposing Kent's words. He was indeed targeting Ivy. When Ivy and I saw the test results, sure enough, she was already pregnant for more than a month. I was extremely excited, carefully and cautiously escorting Ivy back to her maternal home. Except for her assistant and my assistant knowing, others temporarily didn't know. The old people said the first 3 months, the fetus is not stable, so can't tell others. I originally planned to concentrate on the film studio with Ivy to finish filming the movie, who knew I was chased back by her. Ethan, if you don't work, what will you use to raise me and the child? You must know, your fans are also waiting for you, and our child is too. If he knows his father is an A-list star, when he is born in the future, he will definitely be very happy. Ivy stroked her belly, happily said. At this time, it seemed I couldn't hear any sound around me, only could hear Ivy's voice. I continuously said, okay, 3 times. That night, I posted a post on Weibo, only wanting to focus on filming, taking care of my small family. Perhaps because I had never posted such sentimental posts, everyone speculated wildly. There were also netizens who guessed that Ivy was pregnant, but I was busy working, she was also busy working, paparazzi also couldn't capture anything. Mia Lam still wouldn't give up, actually sneaked into my office at the company. She was wearing a very suggestive lace nightgown, on her face still the fake green TB*TCH look. Ethan, I admit I like you, but my love has never wanted to trouble you. But I haven't seen you for a long time, you fired me, I also don't blame you. Please, let me be by your side, even if just for one night. I'm also willing. Mia Lam spoke, while untying the thin lace robe, revealing the seductive lingerie inside. I looked at her with cold eyes, and my heart rising a trace of disgust. This kind of trick of hers probably has been performed again and again with countless men already. But she chose the wrong target. I, Ethan, am not the kind of man easily blinded by beauty. Moreover, I also have a happy wife and child, family waiting for me to nurture. Mia Lam, don't think everyone is like you, greedy for lust and vulgarity. I tell you, I love my wife and child very much. Don't ever play this despicable trick again. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. I roared loudly, causing Mia Lam to startle, staggering back a few steps, face fearful. Ethan, what are you saying? I just... She stammered, trying to explain, but didn't know what to say. Still pretending? What do you think? I don't know what you're doing. Want to use this video to threaten me, to make me listen to you, right? You're too naive. I sneered, pointing to the potted plant on the desk. You don't need to hide anymore. I know you hid the camera there. You want to film the scene of us being intimate, then post it online, ruin my reputation, make my wife and child suffer, right? Mia Lam's face was pale, trembling looking at me. She didn't expect I already knew all her plans, had seen through her plan. Ethan, how did you know? I don't need to explain to you. Now, get out of here before I call security. I coldly said, not wanting to see her face for another second. Mia Lam bit her lip, resentfully looked at me, but then obediently picked up her clothes and ran out of the room. Looking at her hasty back, I shook my head and sighed. Women like her only know to rely on men, using beauty to achieve their goals, truly pitiful. I took out my phone, called Ivy, wanting to hear her voice to dispel the discomfort in my heart. Wife, what are you doing? I'm at the film studio, preparing to film the last scene already. Husband, what's wrong? Your voice sounds tired. Ivy worriedly asked. Nothing, just missing you. I want to hear your voice. I softly said. I also miss you. Wait for me to finish filming this scene. I'll call you back, okay? Ivy sweetly said. Okay, I'll wait. I smiled and hung up the phone. After a while, I called my assistant, telling him to come to the office. Boss, what's the matter? The assistant hurriedly ran in. You get someone to thoroughly investigate Mia Lam for me. See if she is related to Kent. If so, find evidence to accuse her. I coldly ordered. Yes, boss. The assistant nodded and left the office. I knew Mia Lam was just a pawn. Behind her, there must be a mastermind, and that person is very likely Kent. He was exposed by me, his true face, imprisoned, surely won't be willing to give up, will find every means to take revenge on me. I won't let him have that opportunity. I must protect my family, protect the happiness that I painstakingly built. My assistant worked very efficiently. In just one day, he found evidence showing Mia Lam received money from Kent to seduce me, destroy my family happiness. Turns out, after being released from prison, Kent still held resentment in his heart, wanting to take revenge on me. He contacted Mia Lam, promised to give her a large sum of money and help her become famous in the entertainment industry if she agreed to cooperate. Mia Lam was originally a person greedy for fame and fortune, plus bottomless greed, so readily agreed. She didn't expect that I had already known her plot in advance and secretly collected evidence. I held the file in my hand, ice cold. Kent, you really want to push me to my death? Already reached this point, and you still want to harm me? Then don't blame me for being ruthless. I immediately contacted a lawyer, requesting him to sue Mia Lam for framing, defaming my reputation, and providing evidence showing she colluded with Kent to frame me. This news quickly spread online, causing a sensation in public opinion. My fans were extremely indignant, condemning Mia Lam and Kent's despicable behavior. Unexpectedly, Mia Lam is actually this kind of person, fake and cheap, still daring to frame our Ethan. Kent, truly scum, already in prison, and still unwilling to let go of Ethan, truly terrifying. Support Ethan, sue these two to death, let them know what's coming to them. Mia Lam's career vanished in a flash. She was terminated from her management company, turned her back on by the audience, shunned by colleagues. Now she was no different from a rat crossing the street. Anyone could trample on her. And Kent, he also couldn't escape being implicated. This matter made his image in the public eye even more ugly and despicable. His company was severely affected, stock prices plummeted. Facing the wave of public anger, Kent had no other way but to come forward to apologize, admitting all his mistakes, and announcing his withdrawal from the entertainment industry. Seeing the ending of Mia Lam and Kent, I didn't feel happy, but only felt tired and bored. Why are there people who are so unscrupulous for fame and fortune? After everything subsided, I devoted all my time to my small family. Ivy gave birth to a handsome and lovely baby boy for me. Looking at the tiny baby in my arms, I felt extremely happy. Now, I no longer cared about the noisy controversies in the entertainment industry anymore. I only wanted to live a peaceful and happy life with my wife and children. For me, that was the most important thing.